Imagine being able to make money from a stock when it goes up and when it goes down. Sounds great, right? Now imagine being able to do that and 5x your money, even when you don't have it. Well, that's exactly what CFDs promise, but it doesn't come without its drawbacks. So in this video, I'm going to give you an overview of what CFDs are and how they work, who they're tailored for, and most importantly, why so many people get burned using them. Let's start with the very basics. CFD stands for Contract for Difference. And the easiest way to understand it is this. You're not actually buying an asset with a CFD. You're making a contract based on its price. Let me explain what that means. If you buy a stock normally, let's say Coca-Cola, you own a small piece of the company. And with that, you get all the benefits. You get the growth of the company over time. Perhaps you get dividend payments, or maybe you get voters' rights as a shareholder. But with the CFD, you don't own anything. You open a contract with your broker to exchange the difference in price from when you open the trade to when you close it. Think of it like this. Buying shares is like buying a house. You own it, whether you own it outright or you have a mortgage. With CFDs, you're betting on the house price going up or down without ever actually owning the house. With the ownership side now covered, let's get into how CFDs actually work. And you really only have two main options. You can go long if you think the price will go up, or you could go short if you think the price will come down. So let's go back to our company, Coca-Cola, and let's pretend they're valued at $400. If you think their value is going to increase, you can buy a CFD and go long. If their value jumps to $420, you've made $20 per unit. But on the flip side, if their value drops to $380, you've lost $20 per unit. And remember, you never owned the stock in the first place. You simply took out a contract and made a bet on its value. Kobe! Nailed it. So we've gone over ownership and the different positions you can have. It's pretty straightforward so far, almost similar to traditional investing. You buy something and the value goes up and down. But the thing that kicks CFDs into overdrive is that it introduces leverage. Leverage can really amplify your gains, or it's really going to ruin your day. Leverage is where your broker allows you to trade with money that you don't actually have. For example, let's say you deposit £1,000 with 5 times leverage, you can control £5,000. Sounds great, right? Because when the market moves up 5% in your favor, you don't make £50, you make £250. But it's a double-edged sword. If the market moves 5% against you, you lose £250. You can see how enticing this can be. If you followed markets recently, you know just how significant a 5% movement in an ETF or an individual stock can be. But if you only have a relatively small amount of money at your disposal, a £50 or £100 gain doesn't really give you that dopamine hit. Having leverage can bridge that gap. It allows you to control funds you wouldn't normally have access to, and that can really amplify your gains, but can also significantly amplify your losses. And speaking of losses, more people than you probably realize actually lose money trading CFDs. And this isn't just my opinion. Big platforms like IG and Trading212 are required to tell you this. Around 70 to 80% of all retail traders lose money trading CFDs. There are a few key reasons for this. Leverage is probably the biggest one because that magnifies your losses. People generally tend to overtrade when buying CFDs. Emotions take over, especially when you're trying to chase a result. And also, fees can add up over time. Fees are more of a sleeper cost when it comes to CFDs because they're not completely free to trade. You've got the spread, which is the difference between the buy price and the sell price, overnight fees if you hold positions, and sometimes additional charges depending on the platform you're using. So even if the price doesn't move much, you can still bleed money over time. It's also worth mentioning that with CFDs, you're not exclusively trading with the market. Sometimes your broker is on the other side of the trade. Some brokers hedge the risk behind the scenes. Obviously, it depends on the asset and how liquid it is, but it's important to know because it's very different from traditional investing. So let's break this down simply. If you're investing, you own the asset. You're usually thinking long term, and you benefit from the growth over time. With CFDs, you don't own anything. You're making a decision based on asset value. You're usually trading short-term positions, and risk is much higher, especially with leverage. CFDs aren't inherently bad. They're just often misunderstood. If you like analyzing data, you have a strong temperament, and you know how to manage risk properly, CFDs can be very profitable. But if you're a beginner investor, you don't really understand the technical terms, and most importantly, you don't have strong risk management, then perhaps CFDs is something you should stay away from. Remember that stat I mentioned earlier in the video? 70 to 80% of retail investors lose money when trading CFDs. If this video helped you understand CFDs, dropping a like or a comment really helps the channel grow. YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video next. And on that note, I'll catch you in the next one, guys.